ourselves at the foot of the Rockies, Denver, Colorado, for this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Today we've got an interesting Week 11 matchup on tap between the Las Vegas Raiders and the Denver Broncos. And off we go from Denver. And to no one's surprise here in Denver, that'll carry through the back of the end zone for a touchback. In motion goes the tight end. A man coming off a washout 2021. It's Travis Etienne. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4. Here's Carr. Catch is made by Hunter Renfrow. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down, because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. To throw, it's Carr. Screenplay, here's Etienne. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. The pickup goes for 16 and a Raider first down.
And as you're game planning as a staff, you go through all the different ways you can neutralize the other guy's pass rushers. Extra linemen, leave a tight end in, bring the running backs back in to block. Or you can do this, a little simple screen pass, and it works to perfection.
On 1st and 10, it's Etienne. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
What now?
From midfield, here's Carr. He gets this to Davante Adams. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 29-yard line. A good pickup there at 22.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there, because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
On 1st down, Carr. They'll try and set up the screen to Etienne. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line. Well, these two teams, they met up in Denver earlier this season with the Broncos winning that one. So they're looking for the series sweep here in Denver. Balled at the 26, 2nd and 7. Back to the ground with Etienne. Evades him at the 20. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
6-18.
Into the red zone, it's Carr. The open man here, Renfro. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10. And the pocket's been protected pretty good here so far on the opening drive.
We always talk about confidence in runners and catchers and quarterbacks. How about the protection detail? They're not allowing anyone near the guy throwing the football.
2nd down and 3. Throwing now is Carr. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Ronald Darby. And the Broncos force the turnover. And they'll take over at the 10. Well, that is a quick lesson on how difficult this defense is to throw against an interception on their initial drive of the ballgame.
Now we know why their offensive staff spent the entire week awake trying to prepare for this one, because you can't totally shy away from throwing the football. But at the same time, you're looking at them and going, where are the weaknesses? How are we going to move it?
One of the top defenses in the NFL for a reason. We just saw one example right there. Finding space at the 40. A big change in field position there. That's 40 yards on the catch and run.
Running their plays over and over during the week can often get robotic for an offense, but on game day, they can often flow smoothly, as that one just did.
Now Wilson on 1st down. He's got his 6'5" receiver. That's Tim Patrick. And they're going to get this down to about the 37. Really been an ideal start for them. They get the turnover on the opening possession. Now here they are moving the ball straight down the field on their first drive.
And that feels good, but you know on their side of the field all they're thinking is, finish this drive off, because they took it away, right? So now you've got them back on their heels a little bit. Now go down, put a touchdown on them. Look out. You've won the mental battle early in the game, and that may carry over for you.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4. The Broncos at 6-3 on the year. They were losers last time out, trying to turn things around here in this one.
And it always helps to have a home crowd behind you, giving you encouragement as long as you give them something good to cheer about. So you know they just want to come out and play well for their faithful, and I expect them to do just that.
Maybe the threat of Russell Wilson running the football there and him handing it off opened a little bit of a lane.
It does, and what also helps, his unselfishness. Because he's not a quarterback who's going to take it every time and pull it from the running back and keep it. He will hand it inside when the reads are correct.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Caught left side, Williams. And the Broncos are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
1st and goal, a chance to convert that early turnover into points. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. And it's caught. Touchdown, Broncos. Javonte Williams. Touchdown number 15 of the year. And the Broncos use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. McManus's point after is good, and it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
On 2nd and 7, Carr. And that's going to be knocked away and incomplete. And with it, time has expired. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Here's Carr to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. On 4th down, A.J. Cole comes on to punt. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Officially just 27 yards there on the punt. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50. 1st and 10. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. Play action. Now Wilson. They'll roll him out right. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, sometimes the defense just beats you. Great coverage from the secondary. All of them in the proper position. So instead of trying to throw into tight coverage, he found a way to throw it away and come back and try again the next down.
And he's going to be close to a 1st down as he gets this to the Raiders' 42. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitz...
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Merrick. And the Raiders will have the football as this is taken up past the 30. And, Charles, that's now 4 interceptions over his last 3 halves of football because, remember, he threw 3 picks last week.
Starting to wonder if maybe defenses and those coordinators have identified something on tape with what he's doing. Maybe a movement, maybe the way he's moving his shoulders. Who knows what it could be? He could have a few tells out there that they're keying in on and allowing defenses to get to the football a little bit faster. People steal signals. Maybe sometimes they can figure out what the quarterback's doing just by his movements.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 23 yards, the final tally. They'll send the tight end in motion left. Etienne up the middle. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defense in front. Because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
From the 44, Carr. Looking deep for Adams. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Kareem Jackson. And the Broncos will take over possession here up at the 44. So that changes things. You get the interception, and then to boot, a good return tacked on.
And really it was down to him versus the quarterback on the return, and that's one you would think the defender would win. But a nice job there of seeing the play all the way to the end and making the tackle by the QB.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. This one swung out to Williams. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And it'll be 2nd down. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver.
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Trayvon Mullen. And the Raiders are going to get the football here at their own 23. So this defense coming up with a takeaway, and maybe that's something that can bring a little life to that sideline.
Well, I don't want to say that they've been sleepwalking through this first half because that's simply not true, but you're right. We haven't seen a lot of fire from these guys, really, on either side of the ball. So maybe that's the catalyst that they needed to get them back into this game.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. To throw is Carr. Got a man, it's Darren Waller. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
On the counter, ETN. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
And this is why aggressive defense coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
On 2nd and 9, Carr. He hits Adams, complete. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos 33. A gain of 28 yards there and give them a first down. A shotgun snap and again to ETN. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Now Carr. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
93, 29, 29. Later 2. 1, later 1. 93.
Carr. And that is incomplete. And the pressure there on 3rd down, forcing the errant pass. 4th down coming up. And he missed it. It's no good.
Always disappointing when you miss a field goal, but when you're playing against a defense this good, you and I both know that's a crucial miss because you can't afford to leave any points out there. You've got to take them when you can.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team, and that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. So the completion results there in 9 yards, and that'll leave them with a 3rd and 2. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams, and he will have the first down, but he winds up paying for it pretty good. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. To the sideline, and that is a heck of a catch as he was able to get both feet in. 18 big yards on that one, and a Denver first. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They go play action with Wilson. He'll let this go deep for Sutton. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked by Trayvon Mullen. And the Broncos are going to take possession here at their own 16-yard line. Wait a second, they declined the penalty?
I'm as puzzled as you are, partner. I don't understand how any time you lose possession of the ball, yet you turn down a penalty that would give you possession back. Now let's make this simple. Anyone who plays the game, take the football. always take the football.
And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. From up near the 40 now after the big play to start, here's another 1st and 10.
Hey, 7:34.
From the gun, it's Carr. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Carr on the out route. This is Adams with a catch. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
What now?
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
7:34.
Carr to throw again. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. Now a timeout. 7 seconds left in the first half.
Oh, my goodness. Was that a defensive back that got to him with the pressure?
Oh, look at the former defensive back. You're all smiles up here.
I hope everybody can hear my smile on that play.
And this is off the left upright. And it comes back. It's no good. And this will stay at a 7-point game.
I'd say that it's fair to say nothing has gone right in this first half for them. Even here, you've got a chance to at least get on the board. But that goes by the wayside. And now...
And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. Broncos with a lead, and they will be receiving this kickoff here as quarter 3 is underway. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And despite the turnovers, Charles, and they had multiple in that first half, they still have the lead as they begin this third quarter.
And they probably heard some conflicting tones at the half, don't you think? A lot of praise for what they did to get this lead, but also a little bit of scolding because they got to take better care of the football in the second half. But you and I both know the great leaders, they know how to give that little bit of vinegar in there and cover it with a big dose of honey.
From midfield now, here's Wilson. Finding the open man, and that's Tim Patrick. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Wilson. And he will find his man Sutton. That's complete. They're trying to tiptoe the pylon, but they're going to say he stepped out at the 1-yard line. A huge play there for Denver. 44 yards.
That is the exact right play call against that defense. So a hat tip to the offensive play caller because he won that part of the chess match. But give credit to his players as well.
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Denver. Javonte Williams. His 2nd TD of the game and 16th on the season. And the Broncos take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Well, they move the ball down the field through the air, Charles, and then finally they get the running game involved, and it works to perfection. Touchdown.
And, partner, I kept waiting for that running game to come into play and actually saved it until the very end. Touchdown goes on his stat sheet, but you and I both know, and he knows as well, his teammates airing it out made this a successful drive.
after the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. So the offense a little antsy. The flag comes out and a 5-yard penalty. And maybe they were coming with a blitz that time and it caused a jump.
I think if we saw it, you know that they saw it. Might have been a little discussion down there. Bad guys coming. Pick them up. Pick them up. And someone jumped.
They'll bring the tight end in motion right. On 2nd down, Etienne once more. And given 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now Carr. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already. And it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. As the offense begins another drive here, pretty simple, Charles. They want to carbon copy what happened the last time out when they ended their drive in the end zone.
You're right about that, partner. Sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? Just score again, but we know it's not that simple because we don't just make adjustments at halftime. If you're a good football team, you spend that time on the sideline, you study what's on the notes and the tablets, and you make those adjustments, prevent a repeat of the last drive. Series to series, the best teams, that's how they get it done.
And we'll find out here soon enough whether those adjustments are enough defensively. So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 47. Now it's Wilson. Escaping the pressure right. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. The wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down.
Well, sometimes an incompletion is the right play. And he showed that he's learned from his earlier interception on that throw. Instead of forcing it, he just tossed it away.
They'll get that complete to Albert O. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 26. A gain there of 21 yards.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down. Throwing again here, Wilson. Into the hands of Patrick left side. And he's out of bounds, almost gets to the 10. 17 yards for the Broncos there as they got themselves a 1st down. Off off the draw. Here's Williams. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. Chandler Jones so quick. He was the one that got in to stop that one before it got started. A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. Now Wilson. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it. Well, those two have hooked up for a touchdown once already in this game, that time unable to find the completion.
Yeah, it just appeared they wanted to get him out into open space and try and get him the football. As you mentioned, unable to connect.
Throw right side, complete to Williams. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, you just need the tip of the ball to cross the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape with 1st and goal.
They'll try and run. This is Williams. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Javonte Williams with his 9th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Broncos will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd. Extra point from McManus is good. And it's now 21-0. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Second and 10 now. 3rd quarter action in Denver. Straight ahead, Etienne. And he can muster only a couple here to the 24. Well, this is where the mile-high air really starts to affect an opposing offense. Guys moving a bit slowly here. It's 3rd and long. Throwing his car on 3rd down. Able to find Waller. That's complete. And he will be taken down, but a big pickup there on what's going to be the final play of the 3rd quarter. 3 quarters in the books.
What down? What?
Draw play, Etienne. And a pretty big hole as he's down to about the 40. The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. Carr now to throw. Waller taking it in over the middle. And this is going to be another 1st down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 24-yard line. That one good for 16 as the drive continues. Well, those are the types of plays they probably wish they had made more of in the first 3 quarters. And this deficit going to be tough to overcome here in the 4th. But a nice 1st down and a pickup on that throw.
Yeah, and this is where as coaches, you're looking for effort and execution even though the scoreboard is going against you. You want to find out who's going to fight, who's going to scrap, who's going to keep their heads up and continue to play.
Well, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Running out of the gun with Etienne. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
This offense so far on 3rd down, they've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 7.
93. 29. 29.
Carr going to throw. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked up by Michael Ojemudia. And the Broncos are going to take possession of the football. Well, between last week and this week, that's now 8 interceptions. 5 a week ago, now 3 here.
Well, he is so lucky that one of the defensive coordinators I played for, a man named Ken Donahue, is not there right now. Because he saw that happen during his coaching career, and he grabbed a quarterback in the midst of a streak like this and said, tell you what, son, why don't you throw it to the defensive guys, and let's see if our receivers can intercept it.
He's got to figure something out because the current formula is not working. 63 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. Now it's Wilson. And that throw behind his man, he missed him, incomplete. Well, 4th quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points.
Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the guys to come off the bench and get a chance to play. And a lot of coaches, they want to run their full playbook no matter who's on the field.
That's complete. It's Okwuegbunam. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
3rd and 2. Now Wilson. And he's got it. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down. It's a jet sweep. Wilson with a little pop pass. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 5-yard line now. 2nd and goal. They'll run out of the gun here. Williams. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Javonte Williams, a 5-yard touchdown run. And the Broncos look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. And let's not forget he had the receiving touchdown earlier. Now a trio of rushing touchdowns. Quite a performance.
Diversification, that's all you can talk about. His ability to do everything leaves him on the field on every down on offense because you can hand it to him as we've seen. But you said 3 rushing touchdowns, and of course throw it to him when he's caught 1 as well.
McManus's point after is good, and it is 28-0. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. They're looking at second down now as they search for a consolation score. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. And they'll bring the big tight end across the formation left. On second down, Etienne once more. And some room to work. And this is going to be a Raiders first down as he's got this up to the 40-yard line.
Probably wishing that they could have had a few runs like that earlier in the game, now facing this deficit in the fourth.
Hard to criticize a run of that magnitude, but they really need those types of runs to go the distance and need bigger plays to try and get back into this one.
What now? Hey, Raider 2.
On 1st and 10, here's Carr. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same Surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Back to throw here. Throw right side going to be caught by Waller. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down.
Nice game there, partner, but you and I both know that won't do anything for the final score. They're not going to win this one. Right now they're playing for pride and fantasy points.
And just to erase that goose egg, nobody wants to be shut out.
29. Get down.
On 1st down, Carr. He'll look downfield for Waller. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
We've seen that the deep ball has been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Again, it's Carr. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And the Broncos are going to take possession of the football. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now, that's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost like they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here. 83 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Wilson wants to throw it. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Sutton. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 12-yard line. 27 yards there, a first down. So this one will wind up a Denver victory, and this was truly a total team effort, Charles, on both sides of the ball.
But they absolutely pitched a shutout, so it can't get much better than that, right? The defense led the way, but the offense did their part as well. They moved the ball up and down the field, so you've got to like what you saw. What do they call that, a total team effort? I think when it's time to hand out game balls, guys from both sides will end up getting one.
So for the Broncos, they keep pace for a playoff spot as they move to 7-3. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Carolina Panthers. Meanwhile, for Las Vegas, they're going the wrong way as this will drop them to 3-7 now on the year. And they'll be on the road next week as they get a date with the Seahawks in Seattle.